Okay? This is Revelations 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like the son unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, with and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. That's why you see you have the golden girdle across the true image of the Lord here. Okay? We have that golden girdle because that's what it's described to have. This is, all right, we're going to see if it fits this or this. Okay? Let's see if it fits that or this. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Right? Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Alright? So they were white in color and woolly in texture. Don't you know they used to make fun of the black people back in slavery for saying their hair was like wool? But that's what it is described the Lord's hair to be, like wool. Okay? Which means it's that thick hair, man, that kinky hair, so to speak. Okay? And right? His head and his hairs were like wool, were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. So it's describing his feet. Your feet would be the same color as the rest of your body, right, brother? Your feet would be the same color as the rest of your body. Okay, so it's describing his feet now. So it says it is as fine brass. Now brass is like, would be like a penny, okay, which is a brown color to begin with, but it goes further, okay? Right? As if they burned in a furnace. So that means the Lord was very dark skinned. If you take something and you burn it in the furnace, it's going to come out very dark, right? Logically, right? So the Lord does not look anything like this. This is a false image and this is blasphemy. Okay, according to the Bible, the Lord looks like this. This is a correct depiction of it. Okay? So that's all. It's all part of mind control. They will never tell you that because that would make you see, okay, now we have to look at them like they're the image of God. Right? So they will never do that. Okay? So that's the true image of God. And there's other scriptures like Daniel's that even describes the Heavenly Father himself. Alright? Describes him to have the hair of wool. Alright? So these are things that the so-called white man won't bring out because it will go against his white supremacy. Let me ask you something, brother. Where are you from? What's your background? Africa? Which part of Africa?
When I tell people the whole of Africa, I was born in Grenada.
I know you're Caribbean. I already know. I see the stats. I already know, bro. You're here at the Caribbean Fest, I'm sure. Right? So according to the Bible, right, you would be an Israelite. You know about the Israelites, right? According to the Bible and all that, right? You would be an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Okay? That's your true nationality. The word Benjamin in the Hebrew is pronounced Bunyamin. Alright? Which means he is the son of the right. The son of the righteous. Okay? That's what the name means. Alright? And that's your true nationality, brother. You're not African. African is not a nationality. Really, that's a name that was just put upon that continent. That's not even the original name of it. Okay? You have Arabs in Africa. You have so-called white people in South Africa. That's not a nationality. Your nationality would be an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Okay? And we have all these different nations, all these different tribes who are of our nation.
Which tribe is the white?
Well, he's not from these tribes. Okay, these are the tribes of Israel. Okay, the tribes of Israel. He would be considered an Edomite. Okay, according to the Bible, and it describes him. And matter of fact, I'll get where he started. The first white person. I'll show you where the first white person came from. His name is Edom. Have you ever heard of Esau before? Okay, so you know about Esau. That's good. All right, and we'll get that. Because when you look at these so-called white people, first of all, they're not white. There's no such thing as white or black people. You look at our skin, it's brown. Different shades of brown. Their skin is different shades of red. That's what it describes in the Bible. Because the lack of pigmentation makes their skin see-through. So you can see the blood. That's why they blush. That's why they call them rednecks down south. Okay? The reason they call themselves white is another mind control trick. Because it means what? Purity. When you look in the dictionary, purity, innocent. Not meaning to harm. Okay? You look up black, it means wicked, evil, this and that, dirty. That's what it means in the description. So that's another mind control thing that they try and put on our people. Alright, so we have to wash all that from us. So I'm gonna start with Genesis for you, brother. Okay? And it's beautiful that our people are starting to come in. They're starting to be attentive and wanting to know what the real truth is. That's beautiful. That's prophecy. Right now, what you're doing right now is fulfilling prophecy. Okay. This is Genesis 25, verse 25. All right. Matter of fact, I'll start up for a little bit more. Okay. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. Now the children, all right, that's struggling together within her are actually the nation of Israel, which is Jacob, right? Jacob is the progenitor of the Israelites. So he's in the womb, Jacob, and the Edomites, Esau. Okay, so our forefathers, we actually have the same forefathers, the same. He actually comes. Esau actually comes out of Isaac, as does Jacob, which is our forefather. Okay. Now, okay, I'm gonna get let me continue. So it says they struggled together within her, which means they were fighting from the womb. There was a conflict between us and the so-called white man from the womb. There was